That dreaded question that I get a lot. Why did you want to become a special education teacher? Are you crazy? I guess in a way, maybe I am. It's so hard to answer that question from my point of view. Um, it I can't articulate the words and not sound genuine or sincere because it's the same thing every time. Interviews like, why did you want to go into teaching? Well, why are you asking me this question? Obviously, I'm here for a reason. If you want to know the type of person I am, then maybe you should ask that. I wanted to be a special education teacher and decided to go into that field when I realized working in childcare that there were so many little ones that had developmental delays that could not be addressed or assessed, and they started suffering. Behavior is a form of communication, yes. Kids act out, people act out. There's a reason why kids act the way they do. There's a reason for it. And I guess I wanted to understand them more and learn about how to come up with strategies to help them be successful and to overcome whatever it is that they are exhibiting. An example of this would be I had a student that his parents were in the military and they were overseas, and I guess there's a childcare facility on site, and I guess he had aggressive behavior, like he would bite, kick, punch, scream, yell, and throw things. He was, mom and dad were getting called all the time about it, and I had no idea this kid was like that. Like, yes, he was mouthy. Like, yes, he would talk back and, you know, always had to have the last word. But he never was aggressive to me or to the other students. Um, he would get upset about things and he would go crawl under the desk, like, and then like just push the chairs down under the table. And he would just sit there and hide. And I would give him a minute, and then I would go over there and like sit next to the table and look at him, and I was like, why are you upset? And like, why? Like, what? Why are you feeling like this? Like, what's bothering you? And over time, like, him and I developed a great like relationship, and I taught him, it's okay to feel upset or mad when you have to do something that you don't want. It's not okay to push chairs and tables and scream, but here's what we can do. And I knew that I was successful with teaching him that because I remember sitting down and doing a lesson with some of the kids, and he got upset about something, and he went over to the paper, like the scrap paper, and he started ripping it. And I looked at him and I was like, hey, like, are you okay? Like, what's going on? I'm so mad right now. And he's ripping the paper, and I was like, oh, okay. I said, well, whenever you're done being mad, just make sure you throw the paper in the garbage, okay? And he was done, and he threw the paper in the trash can, and he comes over to me, and I'm, still teaching a lesson with some of the kids, and he's like, can I have a hug? I'm just really mad today. And I was like, well, yeah, of course you can have a hug. Thank you for asking me to come in my space. I appreciate that. And I gave him a hug and I dismissed the other students and I was like, well, why are you upset today? I said, I'm really happy you're at school and I'm happy that, you're here with me today because I want us to have fun. And he's like, my dad's gone for 8 weeks. Oh, okay. So you miss him. Yeah, I miss my dad already. He's gone for 8 weeks. So it's just me and my mom and my grandma. Now, if someone didn't, I guess, have the patience or the knowledge that I did, they probably would have started yelling at him. He probably would have got sent to the office. And he probably would have got sent home. Backtracking, I think I can understand students who have behavior issues because my brother was, like that when he was a kid. And being the person like in the family and like seeing it from the inside, there was always a reason why he would be upset. Me, I want to take it to the next level. I want to understand where these feelings are coming from, where this behavior is coming from. Why do they feel like this? Why do they feel like they're upset or they don't have respect for you? And try to teach them skills to allow them to get their frustrations out, but to do it in a more appropriate way. Well, how do you do that? How do you get kids to do things like that, especially kids that are super aggressive? You have to build relationships with them. You have to make them feel validated and important. You have to make sure that these kids can trust you and respect you by you respecting them. And the thing is that if you have that trust and that respect with kids that have situations and behaviors and are just, misunderstood, you're golden. I've seen it. I've done it. It works. Kids that have, issues outside of school, they're hungry, their mom didn't come home last night, or their dad's in jail, or, they're moved to a new foster home, or, the power's out, my mom's on drugs. Like, do you think they're coming to school to learn? Hell no, they're not. They're coming to school as a way out. They get free food. They get to actually forget about what's going on at home and hanging out with friends. They're not going to want to learn. They're not here to learn. It's an escape for them. And as a teacher, just to throw materials at them and tell them you have to do this and you got to do that. Well, hell, at home they're just, either allowed to do whatever they want, or they're constantly getting yelled at. And there's like one major thing missing from that. There's no relationship. They don't feel important. They don't feel like they mean anything. Maybe they don't even get attention unless they're acting out. So they come to school with that mindset. If I yell and if I act like a fool, then I'm going to get the attention I want. So, with me being an emotionally intelligent person, meaning I'm emotionally driven, my emotions make me tick. I'm very empathetic. thrive on feeling validated emotionally, not like a sportsman-like trophy, but just acknowledged and accepted. Um, I mean, if you want to know more about being emotionally intelligent, I'm sure you can Google it. That's the type of person I am. And just being that sensitive, I want to take it to the next level. And I want to make these kids feel validated and feel important because, school is not only educational, you develop social skills in school as well. And studies have shown students who come into kindergarten with a background of childcare are more socially inclined and accepted than students who have been at home, because the students that have been in childcare are more, over that fear. They know how to be, socially accepted, and they know what's appropriate, the social norms. So bringing that into this, we have to teach these kiddos like the acceptance and what's the social norm in our our society before we can learn academics. And I fully believe that by doing that is by making these kids feel validated and building relationships with them, building that trust and respect. Students are not going to feel respected if you're yelling at them. Another thing is a lot of these students have trust issues because they've been promised so many things and they've seen, people fail them and they are let down. So making sure that you're consistent with whatever you promise them or tell them, that builds respect, that builds trust. If you're going to do something, whether it's, a procedure or disciplinary, 3 strikes and you're out, or whatever your district is, doing, you need to make sure that you follow that. Like, for example, I would always, tell my students, like, if you're going to act this way when mom and dad come pick you up, they're going to ask me how your day was. And I'm going to have to tell them the truth. I can't lie, right? And no, I want to have a good day. And so I'm like, well, okay, I want to tell them that you had a good day. So you're going to have a good day, right? And it worked. It worked. I tried what was it? The stoplight with the number. Every kid had a number and not their name because I felt like that was embarrassing. But then, in a way, the number is also embarrassing because the other students see, oh, that's their number. So, oh, they're on green, or oh, they're on red. So I eventually came up with a system on my clipboard, and I told them that, if you get 3 strikes, I get to pick your center. Next time, you can't pick it. And that worked. So I don't mean to ramble more on and on and on, but I guess this would be my answer to that dreaded question on why you wanted to be in special ed. Because I get these kids. I get them. I understand the behavior is them trying to communicate. I understand the background because, I didn't grow up in a great background either. I've seen it firsthand. And I always look for the best in others. And I believe that any student can be successful and change because, your mind isn't fixed. You're always learning. So, anyway, thanks for listening to me ramble. I hope you guys have a great day. Talk soon.